What's up, everybody? This is Mav Bites, and I am your host, Oscar Vasquez. Here's our guest, Lionel Gandara.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, Lionel. So you're here today, and we want to learn more about you. So tell us who Lionel Gandara is.
Okay. Yes, sir. I am Lionel Gandara. I am a candidate for the city council for the city of Pearsall in the place 6 position. I am a family man, Christian man. I am faith-driven. I am the son of Gamaliel and Nifa Gandara, the 5th child of 6. I am married to Brenda Morales, daughter of Paul and Nelva Morales. And between us, we have 4 children. And between the 3 of the 4, we have 7 grandchildren.
Oh,
so yeah, we've been blessed. We've been blessed, and I'm here. I'm here to do community service.
That's awesome.
Yes,
That's awesome. It's always great to hear community members and to hear about their families and how they value their families.
Yes, sir.
So did you go to school here?
I sure did. I was born and raised here in Pearsall, and I actually graduated. Not too far, not too long ago. Class of '85.
Okay.
So yes, sir. We graduated. I actually graduated the class of '85. So yes, sir.
Okay, cool. How were things then? Has a lot changed?
A lot has changed. Yes, sir. Of course, right now at Pearsall, I would say about 80% Hispanic population. And back when I was in school, it pretty even back then. It was 50-50, 50% Hispanic, 50% Anglo, and a whole lot different back then. Every neighborhood had a little convenience store, burger stands. There was a lot of mom and pop businesses. It was pretty booming. Pearsall was booming. We had individual businesses downtown as well. We had our own clothing stores.
That sounds amazing, but
it really was. It really was. Growing up in those days was pretty amazing. There was a lot of family values back then that were being imposed on of course, family, and that was coming in from the city as well, and in the school district as well. They instilled a lot of family values, and basically, I see a lot of it happening right now as we speak. Within those entities as well.
Wow. Bringing it back to today, what is your favorite thing about Pearsall now?
The favorite thing about Pearsall, I would say unity. Unity, especially right now during these crises we've been facing, COVID-19. And of course, this right after Valentine's Day, we had that freeze. People coming together, people just coming together, helping each other out, doing the neighborly thing. It's just been amazing. But I think we still have it in ourselves as people that we're gonna do the right thing. I don't think we need to wait for a crisis to happen. Even in any case of death as well. There's been a lot of people that will join forces to help that family in need. But I think we need to, step it up a little bit and do the right thing every single day. As we get out of our beds and hit, let our feet hit the floors, that we're gonna do the right thing, whether it's for yourself or for your family. But better yet, why not do it for your community? Yes, sir.
I agree. Yeah, it's definitely been crazy times, but I agree, and also seeing a lot of the community come together during these times.
Yes, sir.
So it has been nice to witness that.
Correct.
Through the midst of all the harshness, the ugliness. So next question is, throughout town, your campaign signs read, leadership, values, experience. Es hora de progresar. What experience do you have that would make you a good leader for the city?
Well, growing up, my parents, Gamaliel and Nifa Gandara, they instilled a lot of values in me, and one was, work for what you want. Nothing's given to you, and one definite thing is don't take anything that's not yours. So he grew up working as a young boy, 13 years old. Probably younger than that, but he told me that, you know, he started working with his dad, working on cars and stuff, and as a young boy, you know, and you know, just when I was growing up, I just used to see him busting his butt off, you know, at work, and you know, when I came back home, you know, he was still at it till the sun came down.
Oh man!
And I really enjoyed the moments that, you know, he would put on a glove and just throw the ball with me. But you know,
a good work ethic and
good work ethic.
Always time for the family too.
Correct. And then that brought me into. I actually had the privilege of working with him. He worked for many years with our local John Deere dealership, a little over 40 years before his passing, and that was back in 2004. And I basically worked with him, alongside him. I would work for the parts department basically, and worked with him for about 25 years. So I got to instill a lot of that work ethic as well, and that led up into a management position with John Deere. You know, we did transition into different ownership, you know, throughout the course of those years, and I did experience about, I would say, 12 years, roughly 12 years as a parts manager and 3 years as a service manager, and we did work with budgets. There was we had a pretty sizable budget back in the day. You know, it was for parts and equipment sales and all that kind of stuff. So that back then, you know, that's when I started working with budget, within the budget, and you know, that in itself, with the city of Pearsall, you know, we need to, you know, produce a budget as well, and we need to make sure that it's a working budget. So, and then after that, in 2010, I went to go work for Chesapeake, one of the subsidiaries, Great Plains. And I was there for 5 years till times were really hard. So I got laid off back in November 2015. And I also did some budgets with them. I actually started off as a quality assurance, quality control field rep. And then within the year, I got promoted to the lead.
There you go.
And then I was there for about a year and a half as that position. And then within the next 2-3 years, I got promoted to be the fleet coordinator, which I handled a lot of the vehicles there. And then I also, after that, I got promoted to be the maintenance director as well. So I pretty much have been advancing, I guess, because of my hard work that got instilled by my parents, and especially my dad. And after that, I went back for about a year and a half, 2 years, back to John Deere as a parts manager. And then right now I've been very blessed to be working here at our local power plant, South Texas Electric Co-op, as everybody knows it as STEC. You know, so I am their warehouse and office clerk there. And again, that kind of experience between those three positions, I'm very dependable. I don't stray off. You know, I tend to be responsible for myself and my family and my work. You know, so I'm 53 years old, and I've had those 3 jobs. Like I said earlier, I mean, we did transition to different ownerships throughout John Deere. So, but other than that, I just, you know, been pretty stable. I'm a very stable guy, and I take care of what's at task. You know, so and you know, between my last 27 years, I've been somehow managing at one department or another between those 3 companies, up to about 40 something people at one point, at the end of the point of with Great Plains, you know, some mechanics and truck drivers and stuff, you know, so yeah.
Okay, so always kind of moving up the chain a little bit.
Correct.
In every company. Awesome. So Es hora de progresar translates to it's time to progress. What was the reason for choosing this slogan?
Okay, good. Well, I'm going to hold that question back. I failed to mention that for the last 7 years up to this past November, I was also part of the Pearsall Independent School District Board of Trustees.
That's right. Okay, yeah.
So I didn't sign up to run again because I wanted to have a little change of pace, and I still want to be part of the community. So I decided to give this a go, and So I did have the 7 years of experience with the school board as
Okay.
board of trustee. You know, so and again, there's been budgets and a lot of work, a lot of workshops, a lot of detail between the fine line, and then especially with the school district being Pearsall's biggest employer. You know, so I think we did a pretty good job. You know, as when I first came in there, of course, I'm one of a team of 8, and with administrators and their staff as well. You know, we all did a pretty good job at picking up Pearsall Independent School District from where they were at that time to where it's at now. Are we there? Is the school district where it needs to be? No, but it's a work in progress, and it's still moving upwards, and it's going to get there. It's going to get there eventually. We got good people in there, good board of trustees. So, so we're definitely moving up. And going back to your question, it's time to progress. Es hora de progresar. So the meaning behind that in my heart is that you look around, you travel, whether you go south or north, you see the communities around us that they're thriving somehow. Somehow, you know, there's either movement on fixing roads, or movement in building new businesses. Because right now we're struggling. You know, our local people are struggling, trying to make ends meet. You know, right now there's low-paying jobs that doesn't give you your 40 hours. You know, that's not going to give you your full benefits. You know, when I say full benefits, I'm talking about insurances. So some of these people got to look into getting a second job. Some of them third jobs, and some of us are just blessed that you know, that we got a really good paying job, and it takes care of our families, put meals on our tables. And some of us aren't so blessed, but being blessed that we do have a great food bank in the county, within the county. So I do feel that we need to progress. We need to, you know, when our feet land on the floor, hit the floor in the mornings, we need to, you know, just jump up and get going. You know, we got to do something. We got to do something, whether we got to find grants and to build, to finance, you know, new businesses. You know, of course, you know, the city can't finance. When I say we, I'm talking about individuals or groups of people. We need to allow the city to grow and prosper, you know, and I think it's there, you know. It's just we're doing it slowly. We need to not necessarily take our time. Yes, do we want to do it right? Yes, we do. But we definitely need to do, you know, have a little bit more businesses like we talked about a few minutes ago, back in '85. You know, it prospered until Walmart came in, HEB came in. Hey, those two businesses are great for our community. But can it be managed where other people as ourselves, can we handle a business? Sure we can. Sure we can. It's just that we need to have that want and the desire to accomplish that goal. I have two of my children, you know, they're business owners, you know. One, you know, she owns Soul Foods, and then I got a son in San Antonio that owns actually 2 businesses. Okay. You know, and I believe, you know, so he's always on the go. And then my oldest daughter, she runs the dialysis center in Lido and one in Hondo, and my wife is a school district nurse in Delhi. You know, so they have a drive, you know, and everything they do. So there's a bunch of us here in the city of Pearsall that do have the drive. It just, you know, some of us just need that push, and I think. A person as myself, and there's a bunch of people in this community that are willing or should be able to help them, just guide them, you know. Them. So it doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, a big business. No, you know, we can do it. We can prosper Pearsall, you know, going small, you know, or going big. But yes, we do definitely need to make Pearsall progress a little bit more. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I like that. There's a lot to unpack there, because you mentioned, you know, the big stores, how when they came, they took away a lot from the, you know, local business.
Yes, sir.
I've heard that before. It's, you know, stores like Walmart and HEB. was gonna say Super S. Do you remember Super S?
Yes, I remember Super S.
That one didn't make it.
Yes,
but I've heard how they are a double-edged sword in the sense that they bring a lot to the community, they provide a lot as a supermarket, you know,
yes, sir.
Groceries and all kinds of stuff and goods. But at the same time, they can sometimes take away from the local business.
Correct.
You know?
Correct.
So, but I agree with you. There should be a way to balance that, and I think that's what local government plays a role.
Yes, sir.
You know, if elected, what are the 3 things you want to accomplish in office?
The 3 things that I would like to accomplish when I'm in office. Well, one, you know, when I say this, don't get me wrong, I'm all about safety. We're out and about putting up stop signs and speed bumps everywhere, but yet we're not fixing our main problem is, you know, what's underneath those roads. If you go through them, you can see there's potholes. You get water leaks here and there. Then you get the water department, the city's water department going over there and, you know, digging up holes, trying to fix, you know, broken pipes and stuff. So that'd be one of them. Making sure that our water system, the pumps, you know, that we had issues with during this winter break, you know, this freeze in February.
Oh man, that was a wake-up call.
Yeah. So, and I'm not putting no blame on anybody. I guess, you know, nobody saw it coming. You know,
Yeah.
We weren't really prepared. But at the same token, is we need to be proactive. You know, yes, you know, it's Texas weather crazy. Yeah, it is.
But let's get these things fixed.
Yes, you know, let's make sure that they're running constantly. You know, whether you're doing test runs with it or not. You know, do some test runs, making sure that they're properly running. And making sure that we actually have our water pipes, you know, fixed, upgraded actually, you know, and that was if you saw my Facebook post on it, you know, I'm looking, and I'm not saying it's not happening right now, but the movement doesn't seem to be there. And I'm not, and, you know, I do pay attention to the meetings. I do get online. So I follow it. I follow the county as well. I follow the school district still. And see what's happening in Pearsall. And that's our town. You know, we need to make sure we're taking care of it. You know, I'm assuming and I'm hoping that, you know, individuals, yourselves, and everybody else. I mean, we have a population, I guess, between 9,000 and 10,000 people. And I would hope that every adult that's within that population, because I know some of the kids really desired for this town to be the town that they want to bring their, you know, raise kids, you know, raise families. So, you know, that's one, is making sure that our water system is up and going. The infrastructure, when I say infrastructure, I'm talking about technology, and y'all gentlemen know a lot about technology, the internet, making sure that
there's a lot of room for technology here.
Yes,
a lot of potential.
We definitely need to fix that problem. You know, and going again into businesses, you know, somehow prosper. You know, making Pearsall prosper a little bit better, making downtown beautiful. You know, I see one of the main buildings downtown, I guess I guess it's Colorado Street, 140. You know, I'm not sure who's actually building that hotel, fixing it up, but it's looking great.
It's looking good, yeah, it is.
It really is, and right across the road, they fixed that up. So slowly but surely, you know, I'm not sure where if the city had any intake in that, but it's looking great, and kudos if they did, and kudos for the people that are actually putting the money and effort into making Pearsall look great again. And, you know, I hope that, you know, as we move forward, that we keep doing that. We don't stop. We don't stop, and look for every resource that we can get, you know, whether it's through grants or maybe other businesses that are willing to just donate some of that money and then just help us, you know, prosper as well. Yes, sir.
Very good. So I know you mentioned roads, water lines, and infrastructure. What do you believe, other than that, any other challenges and opportunities facing our community right now? Challenges
is people. That's our challenge right now.
Each other.
We need to work together, and we need to stop playing the backseat citizen. We need to step forward. We need to get it. And I'm not trying to upset anybody. And when I say that backseat citizen, it's just that, you know, I definitely don't need to be running for city council or school board. There's a whole lot more intellectual people here than I am. You know, I do have a high school diploma. I never went to college, but it doesn't say that I'm not a smart individual. My experience is my actual hands-on, and you know, I put all my kids through college and universities, and they got, including my wife, and they all got their degrees. And I have a junior in high school, and she's actually doing really well academically. And you know, it's just that we need to make sure that every citizen has the opportunity, and because we do have an opportunity to step up, you know, and that they would have that desire to make Pearsall great, you know. I mean, what I'm trying to say, you know, what I was saying a few minutes ago, and you know, some of us are not capable of doing it because of disabilities or whatever it may be, you know, and I understand that, and God bless them, you know. I mean, they're not able to, but we just it's human nature at times that we're gonna sit back, and let's not hope we're enjoying that kind of a ride. But we enjoy the ride where we all participate and come together as one. Okay. You know, so, and there's opportunities, plentiful. And, you know, what I said a few minutes ago, the different opportunities that's out there. I mean, it's in different shapes and forms, you know. Opportunities are out there, you know, to make Pearsall what it needs to be.
There's potential,
a lot of potential. But when I say this, it's because I always expect more. Even if you ask my children, you know, as they grew up, especially right now, you can ask my daughter, my Bugsy. She's my high school junior, class of 2022. You know, she'll tell you, you know, my dad can't get enough. You know, she can have a 98 average. She can drop it down to a 94, 95, and that's what's going on. So I'm always looking for that improvement, and then in that work as well. I don't give nothing less. You know, if I got to go in at 7 o'clock in the morning to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm going to give you everything I got.
Yeah, there's always room for improvement.
Yes, sir. I mean, am I perfect? Heck, no, I'm not perfect. Do I make mistakes? I make quite a bit of mistakes, but I get up and do it again. You know, not the mistake, but I keep doing what I need to do.
I have one more question before we move on to this other part of the interview.
Yes, sir.
If you had the world's attention for 30 seconds, what would you say?
What would I say? I said, well, this nation needs to be under one God. You know, most definitely. And
takes a lot to say that these days.
Yes. I love my God. I love my country. I back the blue. You know, when I say this, I'm talking about all the police officers. I know it's a crazy world out there, but we need to all get along. We need to look in the mirror and just ask ourselves, you know, the person next to me, am I any better than the person next to me? No, we're not. We've all been blessed with a life, and we all have a purpose, you know, in our lives. It just depends what we decide to do with it. But God didn't intend you to be here just to do, you know, what some of us are just doing right now. Everybody's got a purpose, you know, and it's a purpose of thriving in through Him and in Him, and, you know, moving forward and growing into the community of Pearsall.
So I'm going to show you two pictures, and I'm just going to ask you what's going on here. Okay. So the first picture is right here. Just if you can explain what was happening here. Do you remember this day? What was going on? Anything you can tell us about that picture?
Yes. I went out there. I was still a board of trustee at this particular time, but because of that position, doesn't make me any less than what I was doing there. With between these folks as well, these ladies and that gentleman in the back, including the principal up front, Ms. Newman. We were actually during this COVID situation, kids being at home, families aren't able to bring them food because they're at work, and some of the kids, they weren't able to, go to the stores and buy food and stuff. So basically, the school district and the cafeteria staff, they had meals for our school children, from I guess from 2 years old all the way to 18 years old. And we had a little drive-by where some of the students actually came by and picked up meals. And I just volunteered my time to make sure that to help these ladies and gentlemen out, to supplement, the meals, to, make sure the kids were eating, because a lot of kids here, sadly to say, but here in this community, some of these meals might be the only meals they might get.
Yeah.
Through the day.
It's hard to imagine, but I've heard that a lot.
Yes, yes, and we definitely, as a school district, Dr. Rodriguez, he made sure that that was put in place, through the USDA, that we make sure that we get grants, and that they do pay for our meals, reimburse us, because, it is what it is. And it's sad to say that, but it's happening. Some of these kids don't get much of a meal. And if they get a box of cereals, even sometimes without milk, it's possible that that's all that's happening. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to make sure that I had my heart in it as well. So, and because I do, I'm a lifelong volunteer. I've been volunteering the food banks. I've been part of Little League for many years. I was Little League president for 2 of those years. I think I was in it for about 20 plus years. I just been a volunteer. I just want to make, I want to make sure people are taken care of. That's just my nature, so. That's
awesome. Okay. So we have this other picture. This one caught my attention.
Oh, yeah. This is my family. It's my wonderful family. We had a little family picture, where I was all about, my oldest, she lives in Lido, the outskirts of Lido, nice little country home. My son in the back, he lives in San Antonio. He was in Florida for a moment with one of his businesses. And then Hannah, and Bugsy and my wife. We just had actually one of my son's friends, a business friend of his, allowed us to take pictures in his place of business. Mm-hmm. And it's called The Vault, and he takes care of other people's expensive toys. So we just had a little outing with the family, and of course their spouses and the grandchildren, our grandchildren, their mm-hmm. children. So yeah, that was. I'm very blessed to have them, honestly.
That's awesome. Well, I think that's pretty much it. And do you have anything else you'd like to say before we close to the community? Anything that's your message to the community?
Well, early elections will be starting on Monday, April the 19th through the April 27th, be early voting. And then election day is going to be May the 1st. So I'm asking every individual that has everybody's got a right to vote, but need to be registered and make sure that they're registered and that they voice their vote. Because we definitely need, whether you vote for me or my opponent, it's going to be your choice. That's your voice. And but I will say that if you vote for me, Lionel Gandara, you're definitely going to get somebody solid somebody very dependable, committed to towards that task. Uh, I'm a lifelong Pearsall resident, 53 years. I've been part of the community through volunteer work, and I've been on city boards. I've always helped out any kind of children's sports program. I've been vice president as well in the band, high school band organization. I'm currently a vice president in the high school in the Pearsall School District Athletic Booster Club. So all I'm saying is that I'm asking for your support and your vote, for Lionel Gandara for the city council for the city of Pearsall, place 6, because you definitely will get somebody that's experienced, that knows, what's at task, knows about budgets, and will be committed to doing the right thing for Pearsall. And I'm very open-minded, and I'm very consistent with everything that needs to be done. I don't waver. I don't waver with what should be right. What is what's going to be the betterment of Pearsall. Mm-hmm. I'm there for the people, for the citizens of Pearsall. Regardless, taxpayer or not, we all part of Pearsall. We're all part of Pearsall, and I will say that the city of Pearsall has been doing some good, and like I said earlier, I mean, we need to just move it a little bit, advance a little bit in the higher scale, and we need to make sure that Pearsall gets back on the map. I will say one thing for sure, that we definitely need to work hand in hand with the school district, which I already know, how it works. Did I learn everything? No, but 7 years experience. I know the board of trustees there. I know the superintendent. We know, what needs to be communicated, what some of their needs are. One of them is housing, and we definitely need to work with them and some of their properties as well. I mean, I think between the conjunction of the unity of Pearsall Independent School District, City of Pearsall, and the County of Frio County, that we all work together, we can actually, do awesome things and really lift up Pearsall. And that's our purpose, really, as a community leader, a civic leader, especially an elected official. We definitely need to definitely pick up Pearsall. In my statement in my Facebook, I did say that those 3 entities need to work together to make it prosper, and also collaborate with the TxDOT. It's not an actual entity that with Pearsall, but we definitely need to join forces and have TxDOT help us out as well. Because they can do marvelous things for us. And those are some great guys. And they've also been out there during this freeze, and they take care of us. They take care of the community, the citizens, and they're out there to protect them during the freezes and flooding. But we need to make sure just with the hospital district, the emergency services, making sure everything's intact, and I get it. Some of it is, but I'm just saying that between all those entities, we need to actually have a sit down and work together. And I'm more sure it's happening right now at times, but it needs to be a constant. It needs to be a constant to where everybody knows what's going on, what your right hand is doing and your left hand is doing, Mm-hmm. So, and I would only be a member of a city council if elected and I can't do changes by myself, and I'm not expecting myself to do changes by myself. I'm a team player. I can work good. I'm very friendly. I can do good things as a team. With team chemistry, and I know that whoever is elected, I can definitely work with them, and with the current city manager and the mayor. There's going to be a new mayor as well, and three seats as well are up for election. So I'm asking that for your support and vote, and you definitely you won't be disappointed. You won't be disappointed when you do vote for Lionel Gandara. Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, Lionel, we appreciate you coming on, and we'll be in touch.
Yes, sir.
Good luck.
I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for watching. This is Mav Bites.